I don't know. I just like I've been listening. Okay, so here I don't know. I've been doing a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
I've had a very busy 2 weeks. Mentally draining 2 weeks to say the least. The week where we didn't upload an episode, I had a lot of assignments due. Um, I think there was like two of them. Yeah, there was two of them. One of them was like this 60 question fucking. It's basically a take home exam, except it just. Well, no, I'll just say that's exactly what it was. It was a take home exam, um, and I did like all of that, over like 3 days, and by the end of it, I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for sociology. I don't think it's for me. Um, and then I had a paper due for my politics class, and at the beginning I was like, this shit's gonna go so well. Like I am, I'm basically a politics major, except I'm not. I'm minoring in politics, but mentally I'm majoring there. I watch Hassan. He talks about politics, so I'm locked in. I got my fingers on the pulse of.
The pulse of the people.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. I've watched a couple of political-esque movies in my day. I'm kind of, I don't want to brag or anything, but I am kind of like the next coming of Joe Biden, I think.
Joe Byron.
I'll be a successor in some ways. Um, but yeah, so I had the politics paper, and at the beginning I was like, this shit's so easy. I know exactly what I want to do. Like, this should not be an issue. And then I started writing it, and I was like, okay, this is like, this fucking sucks. And the only reason I thought it sucked was because I had a very clear idea. I needed to compare third world nations and just like talk about like some social political issues within the countries and be like, this is why it's happened. I don't know how to fix it, but this is definitely why it happened. And so I started doing that, and I talked about religion a lot, because I was like, all of these countries have like a majority of one ideology, and it kind of like forces other nations to not, or not other nations, but people of other religions to not, like, I don't know, they don't feel comfortable practicing their religion, especially in like India. That was like one of my comparison points, because like Hinduism is such a big thing, and like there's a whole bunch of Hindu nationalists being propped up by the current party in power, and it's a whole thing. So I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about it. I know what I'm talking about. And then I went to my professor's office hours to talk to him about it. And the whole time he was like, yeah, this is like a great idea. And then, but like, I don't know, there was just in some way, like some of his mannerisms and like the way he addressed some of the things, I was like, should I like not talk about that? Because like I wanted to also bring up like radical like insurgency groups too.
Yeah.
And one of them, I was like, yeah, because like, federalism basically created this group out of nowhere, kind of, because this one governor like tried to suppress Muslim thought and all that. And he was like, you know what, I never thought about that. And it should have been a moment where I was like, damn, I'm out here. I'm my own adult. I'm creating new ideas. I'm putting shit out there. I could do a research paper on this shit. But instead I was like, oh fuck, maybe that's not what I should write about. Because he wasn't like, oh yeah, great idea, that's something I would do. It was more like, oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, you should definitely like address that, which is very like not the way that the U.S. education system handles things.
Oh.
It's very like, oh yeah, that's right, or oh no, that's not right. And instead he gave me like you know what, look into that for me. So Yeah, I don't know how the paper went. I still haven't gotten my grade back on it. I might get it back tomorrow, and it'll be another thing like with my exam where if I do bad, then they'll recancel the show. If I do well, then we're having a whole other politics episode. um, but yeah, that was the week where we didn't record an episode, and then this week, I don't know, man. I'm so tired. I'm ready to go home. And if I feel like if I do go home, which I am, but like I'm not gonna want to come back. Like I don't know. The college experience is cool, but it's getting to me. I fucking so I ordered food a couple days ago. And I had it DoorDash to me, and so I went to go and meet the guy outside, and like that was all chill. But then I'm coming back into my building, and there's a group of like 20 kids. And as like I'm getting towards the door, they like start barking and meowing, not at me, but just like at the world, I guess. And when that started happening, I was like, this is not.
Well, what kind of barking though? Like playful barking or like angry barking?
No, not not angry barking, like playful barking, but like in a way where they weren't self-aware enough to be like they weren't making fun of it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
they're in that shit.
Yeah. And like that's cool, I guess. Like, do you know? Don't let me stop you. But at the same time, I was like, no wonder like people in their 30s are like, I can't go back to college, because if they went to college and they said, if I was in my 30s, I mean, I'm fucking 21 and I'm like watching these kids fucking bark at each other, and I'm like, okay, this is like.
You just gotta join in. You'll understand.
I don't want to though. I don't.
You have to like you gotta switch it up. You gotta do like a roar or something, or a screech, or some clicking noises or something. You just gotta assimilate. You know all about assimilating.
So true. I do know about assimilating. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm a revolutionary. I'm not here to stick to the ideals of the many. Of the 20 people in the fucking courtyard. But yeah, so that happened, and honestly, I think after that, I kind of just lost hope. I was like, you know what, this shit is not for me. School's a good idea. Like, it's cool that I'm here, but I can't do it anymore. And then yeah, it kind of all tumbled from there. And here we are now. Now we're recording a podcast. My favorite thing. What about you? You do anything cool these last couple of weeks?
No, not really. Kind of just fighting for my job at the moment. Not really fighting, but back and forth with some people about my job for the past couple of weeks, yeah. But nothing too crazy. I think someone used my card to open a car loan, so I had to cancel my card. That's been annoying because I use Tap Pay to go everywhere. So, that's pretty much it. That's all I've been dealing with. I was supposed to buy a gun yesterday, a GUN, pew pew, but that was a debacle. The U.S. government hates me. I can't exercise my rights.
Is it because you're brown? There's a whole. We could really get into that. Why can't the minority buy a gun? Yeah. What's wrong with that? What were you gonna get?
A handgun.
Okay, but like which one?
The one that goes pew pew, a 9mm.
That's nice.
Like a brand, like the brand.
Yeah. I don't know guns, but I'm trying to make conversation.
I was gonna get this Brazilian brand called a manufacturer called Taurus. They have it's called a Taurus G3C, which is this compact model of the G3, which is a full-size handgun. So I wanted to get it to conceal carry everywhere I go, and if someone tries to press me, I just drop them.
Okay, yeah, that's a good goal, I think.
Yeah.
Just if anybody like ever bothers you, you're strapped up.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah, I think Yeah, you'd be like probably the last person I'd trust with a weapon. I won't tell the government that, you know. I'll let you get yours, but you know, personally, I think out of the people, out of our mutuals, we both know who should not have one, which is ironic for a lot of reasons. And then I think you're next, honestly.
No.
No,
No.
no. There's another one that lives closer to me where I'd be like, yeah, I don't know about all that, but yeah, I don't, you know, shooting a gun sounds like kind of cool. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't see the appeal. Like I get that you're not just getting it to shoot it, you're getting it for like self-defense, maybe. But yeah, I don't really.
Like if I had hands, I would throw hands, but I don't got hands, so you know, gotta keep that thing
so
on me.
You have to shoot people instead.
Yeah, the cool way.
Right. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I could cut them too, but you know, I feel that's more personal.
I think honestly, like I would, you know, if I had to choose between getting shot and getting stabbed, I'd rather get stabbed.
Really? No.
Yeah, it just I don't. You know, because it's really, it's you know, like you said, it's a really personal like thing to get stabbed. You know, like there has to be malice, obviously some intent. Yeah, I think it would just like I don't know. I think there would be like a personal connection. Like, wow, this dude just fucking stabbed me. Like,
well, this guy just entered me.
I mean, yeah, basically. And honestly, I find it kind of appealing. I find the idea kind of like it.
We should go into that deeper psychologically why you like men penetrating you.
No, I mean, you're not gonna find a lot. It's just that I'm gay.
If we go,
there's not a lot to uncover there. No, you're right. There maybe. I mean, it's not really. I don't know. I think we're the bit's over. We gotta move past. It's becoming too real. I can't make up any more jokes. Can you listen to any music lately?
I have. Let me see. It's on my Apple
You didn't
Music,
put anything in the playlist.
I didn't put anything. I didn't put nothing in the playlist.
You didn't put a single fucking thing in there.
I'm sorry.
It's kind of weird. It's not like this is your job and livelihood or anything.
Yeah. Oh shit! I don't know my like songs. I listen to Convergence by Miscreants. It's a death metal, black metal band from last year, I think. It's more like thrash metal, which is pretty cool. But I don't think you want to listen to that in the playlist.
You know me so well.
And I also found another alternative like rockish band called MS Paint and their album Post American, which is pretty good. So that's what I listened to the last 2 weeks.
MS Paint.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good name,
right?
Yeah.
What are you, Brandon? What you getting down and boogie with?
That's a great question. What have I been listening to? Honestly, I don't fucking know. There was that Yeet album that came out a couple weeks ago. That shit slaps. Big Yeet fan. I wasn't before the album, but there's a few good songs. You can't understand a single thing he's saying at all. And I think that's what I like about it most. It speaks to my sensibilities of not knowing what's going on. The Weekend Live album from the SoFi show came out. I listened to. Okay, so it made me realize something. Transitions between songs in any scenario are very important. There's an art to finding the transition from one song to the other, whether it be just like naturally through through the album, or like in a live event where you're kind of like, you're playing it up a little bit, you're making your own shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of sad because, like, I don't know, there's no songs on Spotify where I could be like, this transitions really well into like anything. And a lot of it's just because of how Spotify works, and it just like there has to be like the 2 seconds of silence before the song and the 2 seconds of silence after. But yeah, I don't know. The whole album made me appreciate transitions way more. So a lot of that. I've been listening to a lot of the Backseat Lovers as well. They're a Utah band. Yeah, so I'm getting to my roots. Truly. But yeah, it's like how would I even describe them? I don't know. It's like it's a rock band kind of. But more of like it's a methodical
like an indie
rock band. Yeah, very indie, very very indie. It's music that makes you think. About a lot of things, about love, about fragility, about just your position in the world, how others see you, how you see others. It's a very impactful band. So I've been listening to a lot of them.
What song though? What song
What
have you listened
song?
to the most?
That's a good question. Probably Slowing Down. It's off their new album, Waiting to Spill. Released last year in October, I think. Yeah, end of October. And honestly, when it released, I was like, I don't get it. I didn't get the album at all. I listened to the singles again, and I was like, these are good. But yeah, I didn't get the construction of the album. Like, I don't know, I didn't feel the message throughout. And there were no Genius articles on it yet, so I couldn't like read other people's opinions and steal them from my own. So I was like, this album's just bad. I just don't like it. But I've revisited it. I don't know why. I don't know what possessed me to do so. But yeah, been listening to it again. It's very good. High recommendation. But yeah, Slowing Down for sure. Probably my favorite song off the whole album. And then I've been listening to Viciously Lonely a lot too. It's the last song on the album. It's very good. Very would I call it sad? I'd call it sad. It's an acoustic guitar. They're always sad.
Acoustic. I love acoustic songs.
You're gonna love this album, honestly. If you listen to it.
If the song has an acoustic version, I'm in that shit.
I used to be honestly. I used to look for acoustic versions of songs all the time, and then after a while, I kind of just got sick of it, because it was always like covers, and I'm not a big cover guy.
Yeah, I'm not a big cover guy either.
But yeah, I don't know. They got like a maraca in the back too. Like, I don't know. They got some wild shit going.
Got some maracas.
Yeah. These Utah boys, they know what they're doing. Let me tell you.
Just chilling in the back of the venue.
And they're selling fucking vinyls of their last 2 albums too on Spotify, and I kind of want to get them. That might be a birthday present to myself if nobody else takes the hint. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of. I'm making like this playlist to like listen to when I go back home, or like the drive back home, the road trip back home. And I don't know. It started off as a good idea, and now I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna play like entire albums back to back, and that's gonna be the vibe. Why curate a playlist when I could just listen to, an album that's already been made for me? But yeah, that's music. Love music. Have you paid attention to baseball at all?
No.
Okay. That's good. I guess I'll talk about all this again.
Let's hit the baseball. Reddit. Our baseball. America's pastime. All right, let's go. Let's dive deep.
What are the top 3 posts? Tell me.
Right now, it is game of the day 3-2 Nicaragua versus Israel 0-0. Then finally,
it's not 0-0 anymore.
oh, it's not 0-0 no more. Oh, it's a threat. Posted 6 hours ago. Let's see. Colombia, Cuba and Italy advanced to quarterfinals in Tokyo. Yuchang named a Pool A MVP.
It's very true. He's from the China or the Chinese Taipei. Is it Taipei or Taipan?
I think it's Taipei.
I think it's Taipei. And that team got fucking thrashed the whole time, but I guess he was pretty good. I don't know. I don't think I watched the China game. I watched the Netherlands and no. I watched Australia and Korea. That was an interesting game. Australia won, barely. Yeah, Korea's team's kind of stacked, but they're like, I don't think they're gonna advance. I think it's gonna be Australia, maybe the Czech Republic if they like do something crazy. That's kind of the thing that I've noticed throughout this like last week of baseball is like in the World Cup, when you saw like Qatar in the World Cup, outside of, didn't they upset? No, they lost. Qatar like lost out. Like, and you see that and you're like, wow, they kind of just like didn't do anything. In baseball, you know, there's at least highlights for every team. You know, like every team is doing something really cool. So like even though the Chinese team like lost, they still like hit a fucking grand slam. You know, like they still did cool shit. And I think that's like what makes baseball better, to be honest. You know, I think I'm gonna stand on the platform that
just highlights.
Soccer, yeah. Soccer had its time in the sun, but now it's time for baseball to like overtake it as the world's game. And if anybody wants to talk about that, please don't, because I'm not going to. What else? I don't know. Nothing. I always find the group stage is really boring because you're not really playing for anything. Well, I mean, you're playing to get into like the elimination rounds, but I don't know. Like, what is there to say about like China? You know, they've just lost a lot. What is there to say about Japan? Shohei Ohtani is like really good. What is there to say about the U.S.? They're like a stacked team and should win.
I don't know. I just see a video of looks like John Adams and Benjamin Franklin arguing in the stands.
Yeah, so the U.S. and Great Britain played yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when the U.S. and the U.K.
last had a matchup.
Yeah, it's
the last big matchup
when they matched up like 200 plus years ago. You know. But yeah. And then I don't know, like there's also spring training going on at the same time, which is really weird. And the Dodgers I think are doing well. I don't know, spring training does not matter, but I do like seeing their number go up and other teams' numbers go down. Can I see standings? Grapefruit League. That's not the one we're in. Yeah, the Dodgers are 8-4, and that's without like 4 key players because they're either injured or playing for their national team. Actually, it's like 7 players. Yeah, they're 8-4, doing well. Real excited to see them play a real game at the end of the month. Season starts on the 30th, I want to say. The real season. and I have high hopes. High hopes, low expectations. Got anything to add?
No, no. I will tune in to the R baseball Reddit from time to time and see what's going on, because I just hear everyone clowning on Great Britain's jerseys right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably like the worst jersey I've ever seen in my life in any sport. It's just gray and then Great Britain and
Yeah.
like Times New Roman, 12-point font. Watch any movies recently?
I did. I finally watched Creed. The first Creed. Yeah.
I was thinking about watching Creed. Do you watch on HBO?
No, I watched it on Prime, but I didn't see it. It is on HBO though, and I watched The Sound of Metal, which was really good.
I want to watch that too. Yeah. It's also on Prime.
Yep. Both of those movies very good.
Would you elaborate on The Sound of Metal? Tell me what that's about.
So, Sound of Metal is about, this guy. He randomly loses his hearing one day while playing a show with his girlfriend. They have a band together. I think it's kind of like a noise band or a grindcore band. Anyway, he loses his hearing. You come to find out that he was already a past addict before, and so he can't really lose his shit because they're afraid he's gonna go back into using whatever. I think it was heroin he used, but he ends up losing his hearing. Ends up losing his shit. He's desperately doing everything he can to get his hearing back so he can stay with his girlfriend, finish this tour they happen to be on. But his sobriety sponsor recommends him to go to this with a sober living place. What happens to be all deaf people, and basically what he has to learn how to do is basically learn how to be deaf. But he's finding it so much that he doesn't want to be deaf. He believes it's a disability. But of course, in the deaf community, it's not a disability. It's just something, you're born with and you live with. It's just him, kind of going through that. He, finally finds his place in this home. And then one day he realizes that, you know what? All this progress I made, fuck it. I'm going to go get the surgery. Thinking, because when he went to go do this consultation, they're telling him, yeah, do the surgery. You'll get your hearing back. And he's like, okay, cool. He sells everything he owns. Gets the surgery, and it's not what he expects. He kind of fucked himself over. And you come to find out, come to realize that his new addiction right now is his girlfriend. The constant attention, the constant, nurturing that he gets from his girlfriend, that's his new addiction. Because he's doing, if you, watch the movie, everything he's doing just to get back to his girlfriend is, something an addict would do.
Right.
But it's really good. I really liked it. It has to do with, abandonment, addiction, coming to terms with the reality of what situation you're in, and what kind of relationship you have, really.
Yeah, all things that we both know very personally. Experiences we've all had, in a lot of ways. I did kind of a report on, because he gets a cochlear implant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cochlear.
Whatever. Fuck, it's awesome. But yeah, so it's not a hearing aid. It's more like a hearing. Fuck. What's the word?
The way they worded it was in the hearing illusion. It tricks your brain into hearing.
Yeah. So it instead of it doesn't reproduce the sound.
Mm-hmm.
It reproduces the feeling of sound. It's really interesting technology.
Yeah.
And I did a whole report last year for one of my classes on it, and I used examples from the movie, because you hear kind of a demonstration of of what it would be, and you hear everything, but everything's it's super robotic and kind of just it's really weird. It's kind of trippy. But yeah, I haven't watched the full movie, but who knows? Maybe I'll do that after this, and then we can talk about it again next week.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a few things. So a couple weeks ago, I watched the Banshees of Inisherin
Mm-hmm.
with Colin Farrell and Mad Eye Moody from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know his name off the top of my head, but it's a Brendan Gleeson. Brandon Gleeson.
I think so.
Fuck. Well, I'm gonna find out because it's gonna bother me if I don't. Yeah, Brandon Gleeson.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good movie. It's not at all what I expected. I don't know. It's just it's a weird little thing to get into. Basically, it's about these two dudes in Ireland in like the early 1900s. And basically, before the movie starts, they were like best friends, but then the movie starts, and Brendan Gleeson's character just doesn't want to talk to Colin Farrell's character anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just not friends anymore. And the whole movie is like, it's just Colin Farrell trying to figure out like why they aren't friends anymore, and like trying to like accept it, but also really not accept it. Like the whole movie, he's trying to deny it and be friends with him again. Which you could also say, maybe it's a movie about abandonment, about friendship and how strong that could be. But I don't know. It's like set on this really small island too, so there's like nobody there. So like he only has so many options for friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nominated for Best Picture, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's also nominated Colin Farrell is nominated for Best Actor, I think, and then Brendan Gleeson is nominated for Supporting Actor, I want to say. I don't think it's gonna win anything.
I mean, it's going against Avatar, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's going up against and the Oscars are tonight. I'm gonna be so mad. God, this has been like not my favorite week, and it's gonna end off really bad because fucking the movies I like aren't gonna get rewarded. But yeah, so we'll have to see where that goes. But I also watched The Master.
Oh, with Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yep.
And Rami Malek's in it too, which I thought was kind of cool. And so is the one guy from Breaking Bad. He's like my favorite actor. How am I forgetting his name? Okay, I need to figure it out because it's gonna kill me. The Master cast. Jesse Plemons.
Oh,
that's his name. Yeah, watch that movie. It's fucking weird, dude.
really?
Paul Thomas Anderson. He was on his freak era, on his freak arc when he was making this movie. Long story short, it's the end of World War II. Joaquin Phoenix, his character, he's a quirky little guy, and he gets like kind of absorbed into this like cult, that's headed by Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, and it's not. I don't know. It's like kind of like a period piece. It's definitely a character study. I can't say it's my favorite movie, because it definitely is not, but it's definitely gives you something to think about. I don't know.
That's the one where Philip Seymour Hoffman has like the high pitched voice, right?
I don't think so. Not like a particularly high pitched voice.
But it's like a character voice. It's not like his regular like deep voice, right?
I think so.
That's the one.
I don't know. I haven't seen enough movies with him in it to like know exactly what his voice sounds like. But
I watched the Hunger Games too.
I'll agree. You watched the Hunger Games?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I saw it on. Oh, it was on Netflix. I was like, I've never seen the last one, so I did the whole thing over again.
Yeah, I only watched the first one, and at the end I was like, oh, I don't know. It didn't catch me like some other action movies at the time. I don't know. I was like 13 when it came out, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
11.
I had the backpack freshman year. I got the backpack.
You did,
Yeah.
bro. I have a friend. All right. I don't know if he watches this, so it's gonna be a little awkward if he does. I'm not gonna say his name, but he had a like a movie display cutout of like Katniss Everdeen. You know what I'm saying? Like a stand like a cardboard like stand up cutout thing of Katniss Everdeen. And I thought that shit was I thought that shit was wild. And after a while I was like, I don't know, initially I was like, why do you have that? And he was like, I just really like the movie. And he did. Maybe he still does. But I'm more like curious as to how he got it. Like, where do you get one of those? Outside of like stealing it from a movie theater.
You could order them. There's a store when me and Erica went to Phoenix. It was like a knife store, but they had like a bunch of random like cutouts of characters, and one of them was Chewbacca, Darth Maul, like all these random ones.
Don't tell them. Interesting. That's cool. I don't think I'd get one now.
Yeah. I want a Legolas one or a Gollum one. That should be funny.
Where would you put it? Just on your bed.
Yeah, next to me.
Yeah. Put it in your office.
Yeah.
What else? I watched something else. I started watching Judas and the Black Messiah again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish it, but
Daniel Kaluuya.
He's so good in that movie. It's fucking insane. Just every time he speaks, you're like, you stand up for it.
Makes you want to deal with the national anthem. Yeah, I watched Creed. I've never really like got into like the Creed like the advertisements, like the previews. I would never like interested me, but I see everyone posting about Creed 3, so I was like, okay, well, let me watch the first Creed. It was actually really good. I liked it. There was some stuff in there that I can relate to, and I think that's why I liked it so much. But yeah, it was pretty good. It's not the way I thought I was gonna go. So I don't remember the Rocky movies at all.
I don't either. I've never watched them actually. Never seen a Rocky movie. Never seen a Creed movie.
Korean movie?
Creed.
Oh.
Creed movie. No, I have seen a couple Korean movies. Parasite number 1. Yeah, maybe I'll have to get into that. I don't know. But it just like doesn't. Boxing doesn't interest me. MMA and like fighting in general doesn't interest me that much unless it's Israel Adesanya, or Francis Ngannou. But
Ngannou, yes, man, it hits with the fucking strength of a Ford Focus hitting you at full speed. That shit's cool as fuck.
You think if I DM him, I'd be like, "Hey, could you like just
smack the fuck out of me?
Just lay into me one time." You think he'd do it?
I think so.
Well, we'll find out. I'll DM him after this. Be like, "Hey,
can you punch me? Just hit me. No kinky shit. Just hit me."
Yeah. What else do we have in the outline? I don't know if I want to get into all of this.
Why not?
I don't know. It's a lot.
No, it's not. Let's start with the second one.
You want to talk about nihilism?
I don't want to talk about nihilism. Are you nihilist?
I don't know. I'm kind of getting there. What was I reading? I downloaded an audiobook. Oh, fucking Notes from Underground.
Notes from Underground.
By Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky?
Yeah. No, don't update it. Is it Fedor?
Yeah, Fedor.
Yeah.
Fjordor.
I've been listening to that a little bit, and it's just like I don't know. It's just fucking sad. Like it's very pessimistic. It's very nihilistic. Um, and I don't I don't know. I think some of the points that he makes throughout the book, let me bring up the a synopsis real quick. Notes from basically from I haven't gotten too far into it because I tend to listen to music before
Mm-hmm.
or more than anything else. So, but basically, it's like he's like I'm an insect. He's like they're like we don't do anything as like a people. Society is hell. Um, there's no way to be free. Like it's just all like God isn't real or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm like hell yeah, dude. You're speaking my language, kind of. Um, but it's just I don't know. It's like too much. Like this is the shit that like a 17-year-old in high school that thinks he's really smart, but he just read one book that not a lot of other people have read, and he just thinks he's like really smart because of it, and then it kind of creates his whole personality for like his senior year.
Yo, that was me.
Was it? What book was it?
The Stranger by Albert Camus.
What's that about?
Absurdism.
Uh, what's absurdism?
Um, basically, absurdism is the belief that human beings exist in a purposeless, chaotic universe. There's no evidence or existence of a god, so we're left with the indifferent universes where bad things happen without a purpose or justification. Meaning we there's no such thing as like good or bad, no god, no deity, that we just happen to exist in this um, out of causality and by a string of luck, and we basically don't have to put a purpose to our existence other than just living.
Okay. I mean, I agree with a lot of that, but like I don't know. I don't know. I don't think religion should be like the carrying point for like right and wrong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah. For
That
sure.
that's kind of been that's always been my thing about like I feel I don't know. I think there's like an innate feeling within people of like what's right and what's wrong, and just people are better at ignoring that
Mm-hmm.
feeling than others, or like they have a chemical imbalance in their brain that literally doesn't let them make that distinction. Um, so I don't know. Every time where somebody's like, "Oh, well, with or without God, people would just like do whatever the fuck they want," and in some respects, maybe for some people, yeah. But I think for like society in general, I don't really agree with that. But I don't know if we want to like tackle religion in this episode. um, yeah. So I don't know. The whole notes from underground thing is basically like utopia does not exist. Suffering and pain are like inevitable. There's nothing to live for. Blah blah blah. The main character of the book, um, doesn't feel a need for like justice in like the acts that he does. Like if he feels hateful or vengeful for something, it's not because he wants justice. It's just because like he has these overwhelming feelings of
Mm-hmm.
anger and spitefulness and all that. But I don't know. I haven't read through all of it, but I've like looked through the Wikipedia fucking synopsis a little bit, and apparently at the end like he finds this hooker that he's like in love with, which is like and it kind of just breaks down like everything that the author said initially. So like I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say. I think I'm interested in philosophy a lot of the time, But like actually reading it and like taking the time to like try to parse through whatever the fuck these insane individuals were saying, hopped off, some fucking morphine back in the 1800s. Like it's kind of hard to really delineate between shit that makes sense and shit that does not make sense. But honestly, I blame this book for the for the slump I've been in recently, to be honest with you. I think it's fucking Dostoevsky. It's all his fault. If he just didn't, if he wasn't speaking truth to power like this, I would have feel.
And you should read the Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka.
I've read, or I know like the essence of it. Is it like this dude's a bug?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's so fucking stupid. Like,
what are you talking about?
The dude's a bug. Why is he a bug again?
I can't remember. I think it's just.
I'm gonna look it up. Don't you worry about it.
No, I'm thinking. Let me think.
Okay, you think, and once you say something, I'll say you're wrong or you're right.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, it's just a dude that turns into a bug, or a monstrous vermin, as it's stated in the book. Which characterizes me to fullest. To quit his job. Yeah, I don't know. But of course it's a fucking German. Of course fucking Kafka's a German writing this weird shit.
I know it deals with alienation, existentialism, anxiety, guilt, and absurdity. Which is like, I love absurdity. That's my shit.
Man, I wonder where the absurdity comes in. Before or after he turned into a fucking bug?
Creed 2.
Yeah, I'm reading like the synopsis, and like the whole thing is he's just a bug. He's just a bug, and like people ignore him, and he feels bad about it, and then like he thinks like back on his job, and he's like, my job didn't help me create any meaningful connections with people. Maybe that's it. But I've realized that a lot of media that I've been at least listening to lately. What?
Consuming,
so true. Is all about like connecting with people, which is ironic because like that's my whole major kind of. But yeah, I'm not gonna read the Metamorphosis, to be honest with you.
Read The Stranger. It's short. There's only like 100-something pages.
That's a lot for a guy like me.
What?
Anything longer than like 20 pages is kind of.
Oh man, you should look at Erica's book she's writing for her episode.
For what?
Her episode.
Oh fuck. She hasn't told me anything since we rescheduled, so I'm a little concerned. I feel like she's like studying, and then I'm gonna. Here's exactly what's gonna happen. We're gonna do the episode after I come back from spring break, and she's gonna be like, "Okay, well, I have like about 1 billion essays written on like socialism and how it has affected everybody," and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, we're off that shit now."
I'm sorry, now you don't even know.
That shit's fucking over. We don't give a fuck about socialism anymore. We're talking politics now. Yeah, that'll be fun. That's something to look forward to. Yeah, we're also. Do you think we're gonna have? We probably should have talked about this at the beginning of the episode and not like towards the end. But are we doing like how are episodes gonna be released while I'm on spring break? Are we gonna do extra episodes? Are we just gonna be like, hey?
No, we agreed that we were gonna do a double episode the week before you leave. So the next weekend.
Okay.
And then we're gonna release the one that we recorded as an extra one on the week you're gone.
Okay, but I'm also not gonna be here until like maybe the Sunday of that week. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. And then we just, I don't know, release a music video or something.
So true. We should do a music video. That'd be a great idea. Um. Okay. So yeah, you guys will have that to look forward to. Maybe I don't know.
Or I could do my own episode, Renee's Corner.
You should. I was gonna pitch that to you at some point. You should invite one of the people that want to like be on our podcast.
And just grill him. I heard you.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, wait, go ahead. What are you gonna say? I heard you what?
I don't know. I was gonna say like I heard you're brown or something.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
just
good
like-
one.
Yeah. If you, I heard you don't like women.
Do you not like women, or do they just not like you?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's what I've been thinking. That's what's been cooking in my head. So
Okay, that's good because nothing's been cooking over here. I'm spent.
lights are off. Just
Yeah, lights are off. Kitchen's closed. Ain't shit going on. Shit has not been going on for a fucking while. Okay, so one last thing we could touch on before we hopefully never do this again. Okay, so in the UK, they've been piloting I think it's the UK. They've been piloting a 4-day work week.
yes.
So, and this is all because like, especially after COVID, like, and even
Queen
before
died.
COVID. What?
And the queen died.
Oh yeah, and I don't think that has anything to do with it, but maybe. But like after COVID, like people have realized that like working from home is like super easy and everybody kind of wants to do it. And spending 8 hours in an office or really anywhere is like very unproductive because realistically, most people are only getting like 3 or 4 hours of work done for every like 8-hour workday. Which if we talk to my good friend Karl Marx about that, he would be like, well, yeah, that's called excess labor or whatever. Fuck, it's not excess labor, but the word's not coming to me. Hold up, can I bring up oh wait, I still have it. Fuck. What did Mark say about that? Okay, so basically, like, when you're given a wage, you're only being paid for like a certain amount of work. Like you're not getting paid unless you're working like commission. You're not getting paid for the entire 8 hours you're working. You're getting paid for a fraction of the hours you're working, and then you have excess labor that the capitalist, your employer, whoever is like benefiting from. That's where the money comes in for them. I forget the exact word used. I'm going to try to find it. Fuck. Is it congealed labor? No. Not labor power. I don't know. It's fucking called something, okay? Is it theory of labor of value? No. Fuck. I don't know, man. I'm done with these classes. I haven't been thinking about them in a while. Nah, I have to find it now or else it's gonna fucking bother me. I think I fucking scrolled past it. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
Control F, search the phrase.
I did. I don't know the phrase. I already did the control F, but I don't know the fucking phrase. I don't know. I basically explained it. I just didn't use the word for it.
Yeah.
Is it rate of exploitation? I don't fucking know. You get the gist. So isn't it crazy that I'm on the dudes list? Isn't that shit insane?
It must be a short list.
I'm the future. I'm our best and brightest, some would say. And this should be a lesson to everybody. Memorizing things means nothing first off, and secondly, if I could do it, fucking anybody could do it. So if you're like, oh, maybe I should go back to school, you really should, because like people like me are out here passing with flying colors, you know. But yeah, so basically Marx was like, yeah, no shit, no wonder nobody's doing work after the first 4 hours. Nobody's getting paid for that, and the work is probably like super mundane. So now they're shifting to 4-day work weeks. I think it's still 8 hours, but it's 4 days instead of 5. And I think it's cool. I think it's a net positive, but my issue with it is more of like a philosophical one. So like put yourself in those shoes, Rene. You're a hardworking man. You work 9 to 5 or something like that. You get an extra day to just do whatever you want. You have a 3-day weekend all the time. What are you doing with your extra time? Like what are you doing to better yourself? Because like obviously you could say, oh, I'm gonna take care of my kid. Oh, I'm gonna hang out with my girlfriend. Like yada yada, and like that's also true, bestie. But what are you doing for yourself?
Fucking nothing.
Exactly, right? Like, like what is there to do? And like, obviously this doesn't apply to everybody, because honestly, we're just kind of fucking bored. I don't know how we like came up with the idea to do a podcast, but if we're being honest, we're just like kind of boring dudes more often than not.
I'm gonna start drinking. I'll change that real quick.
So like, there's some people that I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of it in the wrong way. Maybe I'm saying like, I'm thinking, okay, well, you get an extra day. You should be using this extra day to better yourself. When in reality, you're probably not using it to better yourself. You're probably using it to like get other fucking important shit done. Like, your taxes. That's an adult thing. Or like, doing laundry on not a Sunday, But in my head, I'm like, oh, so we have an extra day. So now we gotta pick up a new hobby. We gotta do a whole new thing. I gotta learn how to like woodwork or something. I gotta pick up a trade, pick up a craft of some sort. But, and I don't know. That's not like an issue per se. But I'm like, I'm gonna have so much free time. Like, what am I gonna do? But then you think about it and you're like, okay, well, the alternative is working a 9 to 5 that you maybe probably hate. Is that better? Like just going to work and like talking to people that you probably also hate to do a job that means nothing to you? Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's one of, I don't know. I don't want to like advocate for not having the extra day, because obviously the extra day is just good. Full stop. But it's just like, what do you do as like a society, as like an individual? Like, I don't know. It seems, I don't know. Maybe it's a mindset thing for me. Maybe like I need to change my mindset and just be like chill with not doing anything. But then I already kind of don't already do anything. So like maybe it's like I feel like I need to have something going all the time because I'm already not doing something most of the time. And now they're like, now the time where I had a definitive goal at like a job, now I don't have anymore. So now I gotta like fill up that time with some bullshit. I don't know.
Tai
Chi. I don't
Read a book. I don't know.
I'm not looking for answers. I'm just posing the question,
We should give everyone a mandatory copy of Metamorphosis.
I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna go well. Everybody's just gonna be like turning into bugs and shit.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's just
like, what do you do with your time? Like, what is the human experience?
Yeah, what is the human experience?
What
is right or wrong without a 30,000-year-old book telling us what to do?
Right. What is
what is a buy one get one free.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Honestly, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
How is it free?
It's not free.
Exactly.
Somebody's got to be, doing something.
What if one
But
day I
it's-
want to wake up and seize the production or whatever it is?
The means of production. Yeah. You got
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
You should. We should all rise up, seize the means of production, or at least like start doing it. I don't know. Communism seems like a lot of work, but socialism seems really cool, and that's kind of my thing, Like I don't want the means. Like I don't personally want the means of production. I want somebody else to take care of them, but like I want it to be the state,
Mm-hmm. Who are you marrying? The state or God?
Who am I marrying?
Yeah.
The state or God?
Yeah.
The state, I guess. I don't know. This is like a fuck, marry, kill. The state, God.
State God or Marilyn Monroe?
I don't know. That's a tough question, to be honest with you.
This is just the thinkers we do here at the BTW Podcast.
Yeah. If you guys are, interested in existentialism, absurdism, what the meaning of life is, philosophy
Bugs.
in general, bugs, music, you're in the right spot, and it's only gonna get better from here.
And that's all the time we have today on the BTW episode.
So true. Okay, bye.
Bye.